Hey again, folks, I'm Shawn from the Great Chaos Podcast. I'm here with Steven Semones. If you guys don't remember Steven, he was in one of our earlier audio casts. He actually crashed us last year at RobCon. We thought we'd come today to Marvel CityCon to him and crash his booth. Steven, you launched something new today. What did you launch?
I just released Gloom. It's a new superhero action-adventure tale. And yeah, that's what I did. I wrote a book.
You've wrote more than one book, though.
Yeah, I have. Last year I had Candace Blake, this book here, The Sacrifice of Candace Blake, Timeless Requiem, The Wraith Crossfire, and now Gloom is my latest.
And you're more famous for your Crossfire work?
I'm more known probably for my work with the Wraith stuff, that and pretending to be Larry Mainland.
For those of you who don't know, Larry Mainland is the Walker from Walking Dead that we actually interviewed earlier. They're really good friends because they've been on a lot of cons together.
Yeah, I've done a lot of shows with Larry, so Larry's a good guy. In fact, speaking of Larry, I even dedicated my newest book to Larry. Love the guy to death. He's a good guy. So
there we go.
That's to my friend Larry.
Thanks for all your advice and wisdom.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So
he's not the only good guy, though. You've been really good at chaperoning our podcast and everything. You've been a big help in that. So.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, you guys let me just come and just grab a mic and sit down and just start talking about random horror stuff. And yeah, so I like having fun with you guys.
We're going to do it again soon. Steven, I'm not going to take a lot of your booth time, though, so.
I was about to take a nap. So yeah, it's my nap time. So let's see.
You get the recess with the blanket.
You guys have cut into my nap time. So after that, I'll talk to you all day. It's just you know, I spent all my lunch money, and now it's nap time.
Okay.
Well, you're talking about a nap. We just talked to a guy who was talking about his facial cosmetic peel earlier, so it's been a great day. So.
Yeah, it has. It's been a really good day. I'm in the midst of, you know, like the creature from the Black Lagoon is sitting next to me. If you know, I'm a huge horror fan, love horror stuff. It's one of the earliest horror movies I remember seeing as a kid. I remember it came on TV and I was like, oh, what's wrong with the screen? And my parents are like, it's in black and white, but it's 3D. So it was just really cool. Like when I was a kid, I remember them like trying to find 3D glasses so I could watch this movie. So it's really cool to be sitting right next to the guy, you know. That's one of the earliest memories I have of a horror movie. And then of course I grew up watching Buck Rogers and he's sitting right across from me. And then, you know, when I became an adult, I watched Jackass and one of them is sitting next to me here. So, you know, I'm really happy with this weekend. I've got a new book out, I'm sitting with all these great people and, you know, hanging out, so.
You are a pro at the concert, really. So you're talking about people around you now. What's the one that made you geek out the most while you're still talking to us? Buck Rogers coming over and defacing my banner. If you can get a shot of it right here. He told me how I should start putting an accent over the E in my name so people know how to pronounce it. But it was cool. He even signed his graffiti art. I mean, that was kind of a geek out moment because, you know, I remember Buck Rogers as a kid. I mean, just watching the show all the time. And sci-fi's been a big part of my life. It's been a big influence. There's sci-fi elements in Gloom. I wrote a sci-fi tale in here, so in Timeless Requiem. So sci-fi has been a huge part of my life. So I have Buck Rogers. That was a geek out moment. I mean, but as far as like real, kind of like a geek out moment, I'd say having George Perez walk by and kind of like look at Gloom and be like, hey, how's it going? You know, that was really cool. Talking to Kevin Nash for a few minutes. That was really cool.
Yeah.
So, it's been a great show, a great weekend, and every convention I go to, I've got cool stories like that. So if it wasn't for, you know, people like you guys that put my name out there and read my books and give me reviews, and you know, nobody booked me at these shows, and I wouldn't have these cool stories to tell my kids. So I like to give back to people, and you know, like the last con I saw you guys at, I was like, hey, these guys are with me, and pulled them right through the door. You know, and that was fun.
Props for that. That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, so anybody that watches this can just, you know, if they come by my table, there's one guy that he's down there, and I see him at every convention, you know, and I try to go out I'm horrible with names but good with faces, so I try to go out of my way to just give back and give somebody else an experience like Buck Rogers gave me, or, you know, because ultimately I'm still a huge fanboy.
Yeah, always will be, right?
So yeah, I don't care how many times I meet, you know, Larry, I'm still a fan. You know, even though we're friends, I'm still a fan of his stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of geek out. And there's a stormtrooper. Wow. Sorry, we have to take it. See, I'm a fan. Like, I geek out to costumes. So, and there's the T-1000.
You seen this boy?
I believe I don't know. Have you seen him?
He's over there.
He was over near the Galleria.
He's playing some video games over there.
The Galleria?
Yeah, he's over. Yeah, he's right over there. I saw him.
Thank you.
Well, this has been Shawn Earls again from the Great Chaos Podcast. I want to thank you, Steven Semones, for all of your help with us today and
no
showing
problem.
us your wonderful merchandise. And we're going to go ahead and see what we can find next.